it is possible for you 30 days stay at home for every year? If you found that it is quite impossible in your knowledge, please put up your hand. Quite impossible for in your area. Sorry, you mean you mean everybody is possible for? I mean, you can stay at home 30 years for every year using. You can make it. You mean? On the mic, please.
Yeah, if for me, if I would feel if possible to work from home, but only certain, not all the people in the office can work from home. The technical people maybe have to see customer face to face or to deal with the equipment. But for others, we can actually, it's possible if you can manage it lah. But maybe not 100% stay at home, but it's still manageable lah for some of the position in the company. Yeah.
Okay, very good. How about lighting? Is this possible for your job? Stay at home 30 days every year?
Yes. Because I'm freelancer, I can work from home.
Oh, I see. I think Eugene is quite impossible for construction. Possible construction just hold for 30 days. Is it possible?
Okay. Actually, I'm looking into weekends, Saturday, Sunday, because you're saying 30 days of 1 year. So weekends, Saturday and Sundays, I think it's it's a non-working day. So of course, if you say consecutively 30 days, is no way out of the question. But in order to get 30 days out of 1 year, I think you can accumulate the two days, the weekends. That's my perception.
Eugene, I think our earth of our mother requests a 30 days of consecutive rest lah. It doesn't need 2 days 1 week. I don't think so, because the recovery, it should be continuity basic lah. So
no way.
Yeah, quite sure. I think it's quite difficult. I mean, for the Chinese group people, basically they say, oh no, sorry, even though the idea is so good, but it's quite impossible. But anyway, I mean, the virus make things possible. Anyway, it proved that everybody can stay at home more than 30 days. Just the virus can prove us. So without the without the power of the virus, nobody are willing to stay home because due to many objective and subjective reasons. Okay, well, just now the center I mentioned is regards the plants, the mineral. I think we can. It can best referring to our present situation. But once everybody just have a rest, then everything is recover. Okay, I mean in their own way and in their own pace. Okay, so this is the extra point. I add enough for this. Now we also finished the second precept. Is aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, social injustice, stealing, and oppression. I vow to cultivate loving kindness and learn ways to work for the well-being of people, animal, plants, and minerals. I vow to practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resource with those who are in real need. I'm determined not to steal and not to possess anything that should belong to others. I will respect the property of others, but I will prevent others from profiting from human suffering or the suffering of other species on earth. Okay. Well, in the second precept, I remember we have watched the video clips regards a polite buggery, right? The polite robbery. Am I right? The polite robbery. No, SJ, I think we finished, right? Yes, you can. Did we watch the video clip? Not yet.
No, we just we just finished the duckling. For the second precept, I don't think so.
Oh, we haven't started yet, the second precept.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Oh, sorry, I'm confused because the Mandarin class comes together with this class. I confused both class already. Okay, so now we are about the second precept. Okay, please go to the video clip. There is a video clip regards the polite is regards the polite buggery, and also is about one more is about the manipulations. There's two about the thief, how to say the stealing. Please have a look now. Okay, please watch it now. Okay, then we come back again. So everybody finished. Okay, so now we come back to the case study again. Okay, let's try to discuss the case, the third case, the third video clips. Okay. Maybe please roughly elaborate what have you watched. Okay. Yes. SJ, please elaborate.
Basically, a man who is very poor go to rob the, I assume it's a convenience shop, politely. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah. How about okay, Tiong, how can you provide more details?
He robbed at a very unexpected way, where he asked politely to the man behind the cashier, say that, can you please put all the money on the cash registry on the table, yeah. And then that person asked back why he want to do so, and then he just say out his problem like kids to feed, all these things. At first, the cashiers feel, what if I personally give you $40, $50, but the man robbing say that it's not sufficient because need to pay rent, all these things. At the end of the day, he give him for the whole stack of money, and the robber said that he will repay him back if he's ever going to recover, get his feedback. Yeah. And it's sort of, at the end, it got very awkward between both of them. Yeah, and then it ends it.
Why you look so enjoy and funny over the video clip?
It's very unexpected.
Yeah. Okay. Now, well, I think the detail is quite enough. Now I go back to the questions. Is it a stealing, or we call it a robbery? Number one, yes, it's a robbery. Second, it's not a robbery. Please vote. Okay, everybody claim that it's a robbery. All right. Okay, Lighting, what's the reasons of a robbery? Huh? Why is it a robbery? Huh? Tiong Hao looks so happy. It seems that I think Tiong Hao will enjoy if he's the cashier, I think. Yes, why is a robbery?
He take a pistol.
Yes, I think the point is there's a pistol there, meaning to say that if let's say the cashier fail to hand up the money, possible he will shoot him. So that is the key point here. Let's take a look. It's the same. There must be the intention quite clear from the case that he has intent. The robber has the intention to get the money. Okay. Second is the target. So the target is the cashier. And the method is by using the pistol. All right. But in a very polite way of asking. And the consequence is he got the money already. And the mental state, it seems quite clear because he doesn't intoxicated, okay, and then the value, and he got the money. So that is all the things we count together. So we say it is a robbery. Okay. Then next, maybe we can further discuss. Okay, if let's say the target is not compare the cashier and if you compare the cashier and compare a beggar, do you think the crime, the karma effects is similar or different? We compare the cashier and the beggar. Beggar meaning to say that they don't have much money. Okay, they don't have much money. But the cashier, they run the business, they got some money. Okay, so you think it is, the karma should be equivalent? It's number one. Is it different? Number two. Please vote. Okay.
Sorry, Sifu, I didn't get your question. I'm sorry. I didn't get your question.
Okay, if let's say there's two target, one is the beggar and one is the cashier. Okay, so just now the cashier, they earn the money keep on coming, right? But for the beggar, they just only have that sum of money. Okay, you go to rob both of them. How about the karma effect? Is this same or the different? Yes.
Same.
Okay, all right, 3 vote 3. You can fight to each other. Okay, why Eugene, you say it's the same?
I feel that it's still, in my opinion, the karma is the same is because that the action is still the same. It doesn't matter it's a beggar or it's a cashier.
Okay, all right. Why using you say it's a different, huh?
I think if you rob the sort of the cashier, means the money come in there, they can recover faster. If you rob the beggar, might have nothing else, nothing to eat at all.
Yeah.
So that the value actually in the beggar, maybe the money is smaller, but the value to him is bigger.
Yeah,
So I think the suffering you cause will be more to the beggar than to the cashier.
Yeah. Okay, using it correct. That is the point. Actually, it does matter. I mean, the target. Because it's the same. If let's say you come to rob our temple, or compare you rob to a well-to-do family, then they will be different. Because we are the one who we are not able to produce the money, and we need the people to donate us. You come to rob us, so the karma effect will be stronger. So that's the difference. So meaning to say that once you do the donation, they will be the same. If you donate, the people already have more than enough, and you donate the people very need. If you donate to the needy, and also the karma for the needy will be stronger. Yeah, that will be the difference. Okay, fine. Okay, how about the value? Okay, let's say both are the cashier. They can earn money fast. One we rob them $100. One we rob 1,000. Second we rob $5,000. Is the karma similar or different? Similar or different with the different value? One we rob 5,000. One we rob 1,000. Is the karma same or different? Okay. All right. SJ. Okay, yeah. SJ, why you say it's the same the karma effect?
If I assume the cashier is like a category under, because previously we rob rich people and we rob poor people.
Yeah.
So currently I compare that if I rob the same rich people, it's just that different amount of value to them. So for the rich, the different value might not be so significant
Okay.
for them. So I think it'll be the same.
Okay, you get your point. Yeah, Siu Kyung, why is this different? The karma.
Even though the target is the same, but the value is different. One is 1,000, one is 5,000. It's that simple.
Yeah, okay. So which one karma is stronger? 1,000 or 5,000 is stronger?
For sure, will be 5,000 will be stronger.
Yeah. That's correct. Actually, the amount also does matter for this case. It is correct. I mean, the way the perception you think. Basically, in Indian, stealing money more than the certain value, we call it 5. I don't know what is the measurement in Indian. In Chinese, we call it 5钱. Okay. Well, you will be convicted to the capital punishment for stealing this amount of money. That's the reason why Buddhism, we follow the mandate rules. It is applicable in Buddhism and in the Buddha time. Okay, but basically nowadays, I don't think they will be they would impose capital punishment for those who bribe or stealing, even though $1 billion, it wouldn't. Maybe China is the exception only. Am I right? China is the exception to impose. You will be. You will be imposed capital punishment if convicted. But the other country it won't. So, meaning to say that nowadays, talk about the value, and the value will cause you have unrepentable crimes, unrepentable karma. It's quite hard to apply already nowadays. Why? Because the perception changed already. Basically, our rules will change according to the mandate rule also. We call it what, common law also. But anyway, once you go to the temple, you have to ask them especially if you stay with the temple, because in Buddhism we got two schools. One is the open mind school, one is the conservative. Basically, the conservative, they are just like a fundamentalism. Maybe the word is not that proper. You need to say that they will try to practice the law thousands today. For them, it is more perfect to practice the law, even though it's 1,000 years ago. This type of fundamentalism, or we call it originalism, which is available also in Muslim, in Christian, or whatever religions. They are the one who they uphold the fundamental, all right, the fundamental. But like the open mind, okay, they won't. They will just change according to the time and according to the era. So they are more updating. Okay, so that is the different school. So once you stay in the temple, you have to ask them, how do you abide by the rule, like stealing? If let's say they say, for us, it would be unrepentable for stealing $200 because I have done the calculation before, the conversion of the 5,000 in ancient time, it's just about $200 in Malaysia only. It's very little only, right? If let's say you go to pirate copy for the software, I think more than $200 already. Meaning to say it's so easy to commit the unrepentable crime. For me, it sounds not that practical. But anyway, which temple you go, which master you follow, you have to ask them, see how they practice. If let's say they are more conservative and you are more open-minded, then quite hard for you it's quite hard for you to learn to keep on to the master who is the conservative mind. Okay, so you get what I mean. So the value does matter, and we have difficulty to impose it nowadays already. Okay, then once disturbing. Okay. Then besides the value, we talk about the value, we talk about the target. Okay, and now we talk about the method. Okay, nowadays I think the stealing method is coming new and new. For example, there is more scam nowadays, online scam. The scam can be the love scam, and the scam can be it could be the love scam, and it could be the Macau scam. The scam is about all these two. These two is the major scam among. It happens in our cyber world. And basically, the love scam, they victimize women more than men. Basically, I don't know whether you really pay attention to it or not. Love scam victimize women more than the men. Okay, do you agree that women have been victimized more than men? Please put up your hand. Macau's the love scam. Okay, love scam. Okay. Yeah, okay. So 3 men is agree. Tiong, how can you try to explain? You think why a woman is the victim more than a man in the love scam? Please.
I'm not saying that women are easily being fooled or what. I would say they are generally more kind-hearted and more progress because a lot of them have motherlyhood, all these things. So somehow these people, this scammer can change their face, become some very handsome guy, and then sweet talk a bit, and then and because they are kind-hearted and so maybe that's why women are slightly easier.
We see how the middle-aged man explain. Yes, using why women most is the victims.
I'm not too sure because I've seen it before. I think I've seen a friend, a lady's friend who got conned, and we tried to talk her out of it, but she don't believe us.
Oh, really?
So,
okay.
Yeah. So it's very clear cut the way. I think maybe psychologically women are more trusting.
Okay.
It's easier to target them. And then once they believe it's not easy for them to maybe they are very smart. They try and then they target. I think this scammer. I think they do their homework and is probably from their success rate. Maybe they try before and then it's easier to target women. I think that's how they do it.
What's the background of your friend? Is she a career woman? And also middle-aged.
No, she is actually she used to work as our office admin, and then I think she's not married, and then she has some friend or overseas friend or those kind of things. So they somehow maybe track her activity on social media, and then they posted as one of the guy that she know.
Okay.
From there, I think she got hooked into, and then she got conned, and everybody in the office tried to talk to her and explain to her and try to see her why is this a scam. We even want to help her to. They said you have to pay money to the custom to clear the goods, everything. We say never mind, we help you. We go together with you to the custom department. She don't want everything. Maybe the guy have told him not to go or all this kind of thing, just like that.
Yeah.
And at the end, she got conned. Even so many people told her.
All money gone already.
I'm not sure how much she got. She don't want to say about it, but I think she feels shy after that. But yeah, we know she got conned. Yeah.
Okay, how about Eugene? Okay, middleman opinion. Okay, middle-aged man opinion. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just my opinion. I feel that, of course, I agree with Yu Xing in the sense that these people, they have a way of actually targeting and they profile, is it? What kind of people to target, is it? And then women being in nature, they are more vulnerable in love, I guess. So maybe I don't know. I mean, it's my opinion. I feel so maybe that's why my answer to your question is that I feel that women is more easier target as compared to men. Maybe it's the character of maybe it's that I would say the traits of men and male and female. That's why it's to target the lonely, especially lonely, career-minded kind of women. That's my opinion. I feel.
Thank you so much. I think Eugene, you got the answer. But maybe I can do more further explanation. We talk about this because the third precept also related to this question also. Actually, it is relating to our brain. The brain for man and brain for woman is totally different. Okay. You can refer books. We call it a brain. Wait lah. Let me just okay. Wait lah. Let me just show you the book first. It's something regards to our brain. Oh yes, I recall it already. Brain sex. Yeah, it's about this brain sex. This book. What's the difference between the brain? The brain structure between man and woman. Okay, basically, okay. How should I put it lah? If let's say, during our childhood study, we can easily differentiate man and woman. I mean that in a very general way. We notice that women are more sensitive to the sound and men are more sensitive to the visualization. How do we prove it? At the night time, if let's say, okay, the tap water is not properly shut down and the water keep on dropping, basically, it's the woman who noticed this. But the men, they will be remain unnoticed. Do you realize that or not? Okay, so this is the one proof that women are more sensitive to the sound. Basically, during our primary school education, women will take the advantage. Even though we do the reading through using the eye, but it's still considered using the hearing system. So basically, in the primary school, a woman can achieve better than the man. But once you go to the secondary school, a lot of physics, mathematics, which involve the visualization, well, that's the time men turn out become stronger. So you do notice or not, during our study time, we notice it happened like that. Well, if like what Eugene say, woman is more vulnerable to the love. This is true, and also partial. Also, and the reason behind is because they are more vulnerable to the sound. For a woman, even though without seeing a people, you keep on talking to the woman, and you say that, oh, honey, darling, and the woman will be succumb to this sort of situation. But men are different. Men prefer see the thing. Okay, well, there's the one crime. How should I put it? They call it what? New talk. Am I right? Do I use a good word? Meaning to say a woman, he tried to seduce a man by just, how to say, take off the clothes and then they take the man. Then they use the tape and as a threatening to the man, you please pay me a certain sum of the money. Okay. If you try to know this type of the scam, woman, the men are the victims more than the woman. Why? Because men want to see the things. Okay. So meaning to say that the scammer, they are very clever. They know that men the brain structure is more vision. They want to see things. So they were using these tricks to lure the man. But they know that women, they prefer their hearing. Their hearing ability is more strong, so they are using different method to to entice the woman. Am I right? If you go to if you try to go through the statistic which is available, especially with all the scam, that is true. So at the back, the theory behind is due to the different structure of the brain structure. So same, the brain structure, we will just use this theory once we go to the third precept. Okay, so this is the scam involved, Macau scam, all scam involved. And once we talk about the stealing, it also involves the tax evasion also. If let's say you pay the tax according to the tax planning, then that should be fine. Okay, the rules and regulation, is quite complete to avoid the tax evasion. Tax evasion meaning to say that you don't fully pay the tax. That is infringing of the law, but also in the karma. So basically, especially for those that stay in the Singapore or American, the Europe country, since the government is free from corruption, they do very well. So you have to follow the law, and also you have to abide by the law of the nature also, because the nature will do the thing. I remember years ago, I think about 10 years ago, I hold a gathering and talk about the issue for the tax evasion. So no Buddhists turn up. They say, of course, we don't want to turn up. We turn up, meaning to say we are ready to for being scolded to the people, right? Because everybody just do the tax evasion. It's so common, right? So meaning to say, because the people, they lost confidence to the government at that time, because the corruption is quite bad at that time. So meaning to say that we have to think for being a good citizen and abide by the law of the nature. But at the same time, people also will consider whether the money will be legally and appropriately managed. I think there is other consideration too. So for you, it's up to you to decide how are you going to observe the rules and regulation. And besides this, the tax evasion is maybe also some, the doubt, how to say, maybe 20 years ago, the people more concerned about photocopying the book, right? Nowadays, it's about the illegal downloading, whether it's the music or the movie. So how we look at this? Well, basically, I think everybody have gone through the tertiary education. We wrote the thesis before. The quoting of the references is so essential. Okay, the things it doesn't belong to we don't correct it. We have to tell people, oh, I borrow from somebody. The evidence is so crucial. So meaning to say that when you try to borrow somebody, you just admit that, oh, this is not my creation. That will be fine already. In the law of copyright law, there is a section we call it fair use. Fair use in the copyright law. If let's say you are under the categorization of the fair use, it's not necessary to tell the owner. For example, especially with non-commercialized non-commercialized usage. Like me, basically I conduct the class, Dharma class is free, so we no commercialization involved. So whatever material I use basically is under the fair use category. So that is how we do the things. But if you use the picture or you use the video or whatever, and you, you use it to earn the money, you have to inform about, the relevant body that you have to inform the owner, so that you won't infringe any law. And basically that is the rules and regulations, about our modern day, the stealing. Any questions? Especially regards the internet, I think I go to check the copyright, the rules of the copyright. It seems that, especially involve the internet, different countries have a different jurisdiction, quite different. Okay, some quite clear, some is not that clear. Well, I don't know how to impose the law because internet, we don't see any boundary, and I can browse maybe a USA browser in Malaysia. So how to make it, how to impose the law, I'm not that clear. Anybody can answer me regards this question? If I just go to the browse the US website and I do some infringement, so I should be the US cops to how to say, if there's a MCMC, American and Malaysia, who will target me? Anyone can answer me? Okay. Maybe you don't have the experience. I also don't have the experience. Okay, we have never been caught before. Okay, so we don't know. But anyway, you have to really be careful, especially involve this type of the stealing. So this is about the internet. Anything? Any questions? Tax evasion, internet downloading, and what else? Quite clear already. Okay. So now this is the modern days regards the stealing and the robbery. Okay. We finished. We talk about the intention, the target, the method, the consequences or so, and the mental state. Yeah, the consequence, meaning to say that you already get the money. If let's say the scam, there must be the money come to you, or if you hack the people account, the money come to you, then they need to say that it's considered the consequence. Once the consequence is there, you already consider commit the you consider commit the Vinaya already. Basically, especially for the scam, we are quite pitiful, especially for the old man. The scam, they're so clever, they will frighten the old man, okay, and maybe they said the account have been misused for money laundering or for drug trafficking or whatever. Once people get frightened, they will just follow the instruction by the scammer. And basically, usually, maybe the whole asset, the whole pension, all gone. I also feel very pity every day. I don't know why, even though the newspapers come out every day got people got conned, but the conning, for this type of issue, just keep on happening, and it seems we can't do anything. Whatever you scam from the people, you will pay back. Quite sure you will pay back. In Buddhism, what we believe, if you steal the things, basically maybe next life, you will become the animal to pay back. Like the horse will be ride by the people. Okay, like the cow, okay, like the buffalo, they have to work for the people. Like the dog, they have to look. They have to watch the door for the people. It's some kind like a paying back the debt. You see. So this is our perception. If the people around you, they have been scammed, okay, please console them. There's a law of nature. We take, we safeguard them, but the most important thing is, I think you better go to the MCA complaint bureau, Michael Chong, and talk about the case. Explore all the issue to everybody. So maybe one day, the people will be more alert over this. So basically, how the scam run, I do some analysis regards this. They are quite smart, Actually, my temple got scammed before, You know how they scam me, Because why? once they come to the, basically they come to the temple in front of the door lah, and they know that our weak point is about the compassionate. So they will come and talk to me that, oh, I'm so running short of the money. My son is going, I mean, we're undergoing the operation just after one more hours is going through the operation, and we need $1,000, and we really need it badly. Can you just donate to me? So they're using this skill. They know our weak point is about the compassion. We are kind-hearted, basically, and basically maybe not all the monks they are really educated. Okay, so they will be just believe people, just simply easily believe to the people. Well, basically, and also some they will brought the children to come. They brought the small kid to come, make it more convincible. So basically, since they don't provide me enough window to think, to consider, the time span is so short for me to really think about that. Okay, so I just directly I tell them, I said, okay, there's so many scams nowadays. Okay, okay, please leave your telephone number. Okay, for me, I will try to call. If you are the right case, I will just raise fund for you. But if you are not the right one, okay, you be careful. So I say so, you see. So immediately he showed hesitation. So he know that, maybe I mean he knows that maybe he can get the money from me. So I think he just simply write something and just go away lah. So there's some more scammer that come they donate money to us first by issuing a check. Okay, so Master, this is the 3,000 I donate to you. Then he start to mention the story regards what temple he goes. All is true. The temple name is true. The activity of the temple is also true. All the facts is true. We need to say that the scammer have done a lot of research. Okay, so after 1 hour to build up the relationship, then the topic shift. He said, oh, my career is regards the auction for the confiscated item, like the computer, laptops, all this stuff. And we auction in a very cheap price, maybe 3,000 worth of the Apple laptop. Through the auction, we just sell in $300, $500. Come already. So I remember that some of the Dharma friends, if you go to check, they really have got this type of auction, you see. This is true, okay. But the guy who used it just to con the money, okay. So I remember so well, we got one, our president for one Buddhist organization. Well, it seems the deal is quite attractive. So I remember he just passed maybe a few $100 to the guy just to get some equipment. I'm suspect over it. So I go back and have a call. I want to scrutinize the identity of the guy, but I don't know why somehow I recall, I realized that it should be the scam, So immediately I go back and say, please give me back the money because I wish to buy more from you. I need to do some accurate calculation. So once I get back the money already, so now it's the time already. But at that time, I start to talk more, and he realized that I don't believe. So immediately I noticed that he just ran away immediately, and I don't see any car and don't see any car number. I cannot get any plate number from the car. So immediately I realized that if he's the scammer, basically they will try to leave no evidence for you to trace that. So this is the experience I experienced, and the check is still in the Buddhist organization. It should be the bounce check that should be the wrong. I mean the fake check quite sure. You see, using why the woman they will be targeted. You see, even some career women like Eugene, you said that they may be empty. That is the weak point. You see, meaning to say that the scammer, they are all psychologists. They really study to go through the psychology, and the plot is so sophisticated. Except you get the news before, or you will be trapped easily. So that is the case. But okay, one more case. I really fall trapped because no choice. I remember I go to the hospital. The general hospital. Okay, I go to take my car. Okay, I go to take my car, and suddenly one Indian woman come. They just bow to me and touch my foot. He said, oh, okay, I'm so pitiful. Well, I need the money. I've been chased away from the house. All this type of story. Okay. So finally I said, okay, what you want? He said, can you call me so that I ask my husband or ask my relative to fetch me? Okay, so I'm get frightened. I said no, the handphone I don't want to borrow to you. So okay, is there any option you wish to do? Why don't you go to call the security, or don't you go to the office? So he just give you the excuses, which is always a nonsense. Okay, so finally I said, okay, never mind, I give you some money. So I get a little bit small sum of money, petty cash. So I just pass to her and then I drive out. So once I drive to the corner, the tears of the lady all disappear and dry up. Once she got the money. So you see, meaning to say that something is quite difficult to avoid. I can avoid if, let's say, the woman comes to kneel down, I just kick him out, then I just go to the car, I start the car and just run away. So class, are you able to do so? Will you do so? Just kick the woman out, just you drive a car, don't bother so much. Okay, so SJ, you say no, right? So please already some petty cash in your purse, so that you can just give them, and then you are able to run away anytime you see. Yeah. So you know what I mean? Sometimes it's quite difficult for us to just totally get rid of to avoid all the scam. You see, we can't do anything because we are not 我哋唔忍心做到咁樣using how to say 我哋唔忍心English
pitiful.
We are pitiful. Okay, we are pitiful. We cannot so hard just to kick the people away, especially the old lady. You see, so that is the case I encountered as a monk also. We will encounter also. Okay. How about the rest? Maybe it's good you share a little bit experience. Anyone encounter all this type of case before? No, you also yes, you see.
I think the easiest way you will get scammed is scammed by somebody you trust.
Oh yeah, I believe.
Because your defense all down. You don't expect the person you trust most will scam you.
But anyway, if let's say he's your friend, you need to say you can trace him back easily. So how can he explain to you? How can he face you?
If they are willing, if they are scammer, they don't care, right?
Meaning to say that the scammer have to build the relationship first. They are not the true friend. Am I right?
Yeah.
If there's true friend, I mean, we know him during our childhood. They are not able to scam us because we know where they stay, the relative, their parents. We know all this stuff, right? So I think maybe basically the scammer have to think that they must be not able to be they are not traceable after the scam. I think that's the point for them. Okay, so that is basically that's the point. So please share to the people around you. I cannot, I mean, for me, I always said once, especially old people for being conned the whole retirement fund. I always feel pitiful over that. Okay, so everybody please and also talk about the bring sex to all the women and the men also. Okay, be careful. Now the scam, I think the total number of the scam have been rising about maybe double or triple, right, in the same period during the MCO, because everybody is so free. I don't know now how the technology go, If let's say, according to the newspaper, there's a new type of the scam is, if you watch the porn website, right, don't know how they can just tap you, they can record you once you watch to the court, how to say, to the porn website, and then they will just send you the email that say, okay, I already tap you already, record you already. If you don't give me the money, still I will just go to the Facebook and spread to everybody. Okay, so anyway, if there's a threatening, don't succumb over it, because once they get the money, they won't just give you back the things. They will just maybe keep on intermediate you and me. So please don't. Well, I don't know how they do it. Anyone can explain to me how is that why the software can do the thing like that? The people just watch the porn scam, then porn web, then they are able to record you.
Sorry, I think I read this article before. I think normally what they do is that they take control of your camera.
Oh, take control of the camera,
So once they take control of your camera, then they will record through your camera what you are doing or what you are watching. Okay. So that's
how to prevent for being controlled by the camera.
I think they hack into their system and remotely, it's all about hacking to their system and remotely control the camera.
Okay. Then basically, I mean, they can hack us if let's say we go to just click certain unnecessary things, something like that, right? If you just click.
That's why I believe. That's why I believe as I say, everybody now is using cyber. You know, we are using everything over the computer. The security is very important. You know, that time I remember during the MCO, the Zoom meeting was everybody was using the Zoom software, and then later on they realized that the security of the Zoom software is not very stable. So I guess this kind of opportunity, you know, for these hackers to hack into the system, and then according to them, time during the Zoom meeting also, they can actually take control of the entire meeting process. Is it? That's how they control the thing,
Oh, I see. Well, anyway, I heard that the WebEx, compared with the Zoom, are more safer. Maybe a WebEx, we pay much money to them. I don't know why. Maybe they have a good security system compared with them. Okay, anyway, class, just be careful regarding the hacker. If you have been victimized, just do the right thing. Don't succumb over them. Don't pay them the money. The more you do, the more they intermediate you. All right. Okay. So that is about the stealing. Okay, there's the video clip number 1. Remember, there's a video clip number 1. Okay, yes. Okay. Lighting, what have you watched in the video clip number 1? Remember?
Actually, the message, I'm not very sure.
Not very sure. Okay. Never mind. Okay. How about SJ? Video clip number 1. What message you got from the video clip number 1?
Okay, I just remember video clip number 1 is like a woman buying a pair of shoes, and then in her imagination, he would need to go through all the physical hard work to know what's going on behind the truth of making a pair of shoes. But actually, based on current situation, we are no need physically to experience it to know the truth, but like using all the internet, everything, then actually we will know that we will get more information lah. This is some sort like I understand from the last sentence that you don't need to.
Okay. You are quite. You are quite about. You get all the facts already, but just you need just one little clues to hit the point only. Yes, Tiong Hang.
At the end of the message, the subtitle are in Chinese. I don't understand. The words is in another foreign language. I suppose it's Spanish. I don't understand. So I just know the whole video is about a woman buying a shoe, and then suddenly the one side is missing. Then he tries the shoelace, and people go into a rubbish dump. A woman is making shoe. And after that, she wake up from a dream, and the shoe is still the other side is back in the shoebox, and then they come up with some advertisement which I don't understand.
Okay, maybe okay. Using yes, you can hit the point already. Okay, using
Actually, what I see is for them is to make the shoes. Actually, like to get the shoes, first thing she had to go through follow the trace. It's so hard. Everything is just like the effort to get it. And then after that, she said she see the means to make the shoes. There's cost a lot of I see a lot of like waste, a lot of pollution and all those kind of things. Great, the whole process. You generate a lot. Just like I think that I'm not too sure the Mandarin words because my Mandarin also 6:30. So I didn't see it. I need a lot of time to. I didn't see it, and then I think it's like, it's like because you want a pair of shoes, then it's like, do you really need it? And then the needs cause a lot of destruction.
Okay.
So if you don't have the needs, all these things actually can be avoided.
Okay. Well, I think basically, since you don't understand the Mandarin, you got all the point except one is the third word, laborer exploitation. That is the key point. So meaning to say that if you buy a pair of shoes, we have to go to check whether any exploitation to the third world labor or not. Because basically all the branded factory, all the branded company, since okay, for example, like sorry, I cannot say the name. Okay, as I know, especially in the fashion world, in the woman, in the ancient, I mean, 20, 30 years ago, there's just only once in 1 year only for the new fashion launching. But nowadays, nearly every week there is a new fashion launching. And nowadays, even less than $100, you are able to buy a branded fashion, new fashion, especially for women. Okay, you see, the cotton price is getting higher and higher, and the water is getting expensive and more expensive, and everything is expensive. But how come you can get a cheaper fashion? That's the only things to do is the exploitation of the third world labor. The laborer. So as you see, I mean, from the advertisement, we noticed that the final people, I mean, okay, the final lady there's the screenshot is the Asian look woman, right? There's a third country. So meaning to say that next time, okay, I think nowadays it's quite common you go to enjoy a cup of the Starbucks coffee, $10 with a good environment, and also all the fashion, everything. But just bear in mind that go to see whether this type of company, do they fairly pay the third world labor to get their supplies of the material. That is the point. Nowadays, once we talk about the stealing, we have to really take into consideration all this, the modern day stealing already, the suppression. Okay, you get the point? So please, okay. Nowadays, I think it's quite common for all the ladies to buy the new fashion. We go to enjoy the thing, but just have to really think back about, just think to this point, there's a fine already. Okay, so this is about the stealing. Okay, sorry. Okay, I didn't get any the Mandarin words. Okay. Okay, anyone?
Can I ask you a question?
Yes,
it's regarding, related to this. Now you were saying the third world is as a new fashion of stealing. But now you see the recently the MCO has caused a lot of all these foreign company to temporarily shut down. So when they shut down, a lot of those people like third world country, which is normally working on all these factories, they were all. So does that consider a stealing? Because without these big companies, all these foreign companies providing them jobs, they will be jobless, is it?
Oh yeah. What I mean is, by employing the third world country laborer, it's not a stealing. But just the problem is whether you pay them fairly or not. I mean, from the facts I know, some they work for the Adidas, okay, but for a whole year they are not able to buy even I mean, for many years they are not able to pay to buy a pair of Adidas. Maybe just one day they get $1 for paying only. This which is so-called is underpaying. So that is we call it how to say the exploitation, underpaid, very much underpaid. So what we say, they should pay them fairly because she also said that is the point pay fairly. Well, we can use our how to say the consumer rights power to complain over them. Basically, the management we were quite aware of this. Oh, okay, the people reflect we underpay them. Okay, so they will change their strategic because why they come to the third country. So, well, they just use a very cheap labor and cause all the pollution surrounding us. We have to bear the cost, and yet we don't get how to say a smart pay. You see. And we pay a lot of costs just for this type of stuff, you see. So nowadays we have to consider this. Okay, so you did get the point. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, then besides this, you see the second precept is also about okay, I will prevent others from profiting from a human suffering. Okay. All right. So once we talk about profiting for the human suffering, are you going to act as a whistleblower if you encounter the corruption case nowadays? Yeah, you will do the report. Yes, you feel not safe to report to corruption case. Have to vote. Yes, please. 3. Okay, some people vote for 3. It's a dan line lagi. Okay. Okay, 2. Okay. Okay, Eugene also 2. Not safe to report. Lai Ping. Number 2 also. Siu Kiong. 1 or 2. You won't report. Number two lah. Okay, so meaning to say that maybe okay. Thank you so much for the voting. Meaning to say that our government have to do more lah. To provide us the security to report for the corruption case. Well, I think in USA and the European they do it very well. Very well on the corruption. They are, I mean, it just depends how percentage they're free from the corruption. They are quite free, but just how clean is it anyhow? And also Singapore and Hong Kong also. Well, it takes time for us. If you're not there to complain, and also you don't feel secure, you think the Whistleblower Act cannot protect you, so meaning to say that better you just keep quiet lah. If we keep quiet, meaning to say that the circumstance, I mean the how to say the culture of the corruption will just remain as the same only lah. If we are not daring to go to complain over it, okay.
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure. Please, Eugene. Yes.
I think in Malaysia, yeah, probably, or in this some of the region, people don't feel safe to do it. The only thing normally people can do is poison letter. It's called poison letter, sort of you put a surat layang. So normally sometimes people do that. I think if you don't want, you know you can if you're not safe to report, you just do the poison letter or something. They call it poison letter, but it's actually the truth. But then you just send out anonymously, then probably you have some effects on that. So I think the best way to do that, if you know the case is true and you cannot report, this only way you can do. Yeah.
But I think maybe legal, from the legal standpoint of view, we don't know who report, and if they want to get the further information, the more details, they can't. I mean, it's quite hard for them to have a.
Yeah, you just hope the media will pick it up and then something will happen.
So meaning to say, you just try to raise up the attention. That's all.
Yeah. You raise the alarm, then hopefully something happens.
Okay. So,
that's the way I think you can unofficially report it.
If you feel unsecure to report. Of course, I think this environment is something we hope because we change the government just to get a more of, a government free from bribery, and we all can have a fair treatment. This is what we want. Well, anyway, okay, thank you for using. Yeah, any suggestion for the present situation? How can we make it better? Of course, we don't corrupt this is the important thing even though sometimes it's more troublesome, we don't do it. Since we don't offer, then we don't initiate the bad culture we don't want to initiate it. Okay. Okay. Well, how about the culture in the commercial? I heard that especially in Chinese culture, sometimes they will define a small corruption is illegal, something like that. How about the culture? Anything change regards this? Yeah, Eugene, yes. Just say something which you can say
I don't get a question again. I'm sorry, Sifu. Yeah, what is your question again?
Especially, in a Chinese culture of a commercialization, sometimes a small bribery, they will legalize it. Okay, it just, anything. Is there any change about this culture?
Maybe if I would say Chinese Malaysian businessmen working in Malaysia So basically, corruption. I wouldn't say it's corruption, but sometimes because like myself, we are more into government contracts. So normally most of our clients they are Malay.
Yeah.
So want to get things done faster, more efficient. Of course, there's certain things we have to pay. So you ask if for the benefit of benefit for both, I would say sometimes it's just unavoidable.
Yeah.
Some small fees or small money to these people.
Under table Yeah. Okay.
It's quite common in doing business in Malaysia. It's not only Malaysia. Everywhere in the world is the same, I guess, but it's just more frequent over here.
Yeah. I have to admit that is the KL working situation. So what I remember, I said we have to get the balance between the precept and also the work. And also the environment. We cannot bias. You have to look for the balance how to survive in this type of environment. Using, do you have the same opinion? Using?
Yeah, I think as Eugene says, certain thing is unavoidable. Just like sometimes let's say you have a case of 1 million payment, and the person who do the payment, they can delay for 1 month. They can give you next week or tomorrow. Depends on how you, for a businessman, they calculated, I give you a little bit of yam cha chin. I secure my payment, my money can roll, nothing wrong. Maybe if you think about the absolute what they call the purity of things, you say, oh, this is wrong, we cannot do. But if you don't do it, then you are in trouble. You want to trouble yourself, or you want to do you think it's the most common sense things to do, I would say. Yeah.
I think maybe in Singapore the scenario is quite different. Tiongkok, am I right? They weren't tolerant, even yamcha, they weren't tolerant, right?
Maybe they're good in covering this kind of stuff. I agree with what Eugene said. It's happening everywhere. It's just that perhaps it's not so obvious and not surface enough for people to notice this kind of thing happen. But I think in general, as an Asian culture, maybe not just Chinese, as Asian culture, that sometimes this kind of, we don't call it perhaps sometimes it's not really hard cash. Perhaps some kinds of sort of entertainment, buying people over dinner, all these things, you can see as some sort of corruption, or you get, because you buy for your client or this thing. But you can see perhaps maybe it's just our Asian culture where you have client coming over, you need to serve them well so that you get the business, or this thing.
Something like
something like that. Yeah. So
but anyway, if let's say I think in Singapore, I think for every country, if let's say I'm the one who approved the contract, then the best is I try to keep a distance from you. Well, I think this is quite clear in the law. I mean, so
yes.
But just be careful. Everybody just be careful. And the way I see is now the education, they start to educate the young generation in school, just try to avoid all this. I believe we hope for a corruption-free society, but it needs times. We aim for it, but the environment won't change drastically. So hopefully our next generation, then we will be getting better and better. Because according to the statistic, the cost to pay for the bribery is very great. Remember, there's some report. The cost to pay is very great. Okay, so anyway, it takes time. So hopefully the next generation will get a better environment compared now. So now we can do anything. So you just have to be to strike a balance between. You have to get a balanced solutions between. The real estate and also the precept. So okay. So that is the discussion for this. Okay. Now we go to the third precept. Okay, now we finished. Now let's go to the third precept. Okay, please just okay, Laibing, can you read the third precept for us?
Aware of suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to cultivate responsibility and learn ways to protect the safety and integrity of individuals, couples, families, and society. I am determined not to engage in sexual relations without love and a long-term commitment, to preserve the happiness of myself and others. I am determined to respect my commitments and the commitments of others. I will do everything in my power to protect children from sexual abuse and to prevent couples and families from being broken by sexual misconduct.
Okay, thank you so much. So the third precept is with regards to the sexual misconduct. Okay. Well, in Buddhism, we are considered staying in the world we call it as essential realm. Essential realm includes hell, hungry ghosts, human, animals, human, and also some deva. There is a 6th level of the deva are considered sensual, are still stay in the sensual realm. So once there, after the sensual realm, there will be the we call it as a material realm, which consists of first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, and fourth jhana. Okay, and then after that they will go to a arupa jhana. We call it immaterial sphere. Immaterial sphere meaning to say that they totally don't have any material. Okay, well, we stay in the sensual realm. Basically, we have two tendencies, inborn tendency. One is the eat, second is the sexual. Okay, sexual. Basically, everybody once they're born, I mean, all the realm, all the beings in the realm, they will know how to eat because they want to survive. But one thing we discovered that once we are growing up, no matter the animals, human, and the other realm, they will involve some producing of the offspring for continuity. Okay, it's quite not normal. I mean, this is a habitual, and we did. This is the habitual. This is a common habit we discover in the beings in the sensual realm. But one thing is very interesting is basically the higher the realm, the way they eat and produce the offspring, we're getting more simple and more finer. For example, once we talk about the realm above earth, the higher are they. You see, as a human, if you want to eat, basically you have to buy the vegetable, then you have to cook, you have to wash the vegetable, then you have to cook the vegetable, then you have to eat the vegetable. After eating the vegetable, you have to wash the dish. Am I right? So many things to do. But in the sensual deva, no need. They just think for the food, then the food will appear. Then maybe they just think the food will be in the stomach, then will be finished already. So simple. Okay, and also same for the sensual deva. If we talk about the in order to produce the offspring, they will getting more simple. In human realm, there will be sexual intercourse involved, all right, in order so that the sperm and the ovum will be integrated together, and then the baby will come out. But for the realm above us, there will be some sexual intercourse, but there might not be any other the worm or the sperm or the ovum integration. They will not be involved. The level above that earth. Well, if you go to the further higher stages, maybe they just hug to each other, then they can pregnant already. Okay, once we go to the level even more higher, maybe they just they just stare to each other and smile, and then they will be pregnant already. And the level higher, once they touch to each other, then they can pregnant already. Once we go to the further higher, there will be no more food, they won't eat anything, and no more sexual intercourse. Then we call it as a material sphere. So that is the things we see if we go from the Buddhism perspective, meaning to say that sexual intercourse and also the food, the consumption of food is common in our realm. But in other realm, they will be totally eradicated because they are more subtle and more advanced. Okay, well, once we come back to our realm, basically this is quite common for producing offspring and food consumption. But we have some limit on it. Basically, we have a limit. So meaning to say that you must choose the right target, and the target must be the one we call it as your partner. You must have some how shall I put it? Okay, they are the one. I don't know how to put it in English. Sorry, because suddenly my mind just stuck already. Let's take a look. You have to look. Okay. They must the partner must be with the love and the long-term commitment. Meaning to say that if you happen the sexual relations with somebody without any commitment and without love, we will consider it as sexual misconduct. So the target is very important to choose the right target. So basically for these rules and regulations are quite hard for us to tell to the Westerner. I don't know how to talk to the Westerner because for all the Westerner during the tertiary education, you are naive if you don't go through the sexual intercourse for them. So I don't know how to talk to them if I say that this is a sexual misconduct. You need to say that everybody committed already. So this is a challenging if you want to propagate the Dharma in the Western country. Okay. So this is about the let me see first. You must look for the right target. Why you have to look for the right target? Because if let's say if either party involved in the third party affair, that the family will broke. Basically, for our Easterner, we can't tolerate the partner to involve in the third party affair. And once that the family broke, meaning to say that the children will be sacrificed. That's the reason why we have to avoid the third party affair. So that is the reason we have to do this. Okay. Okay. Second is about okay. So any question regards this? So no question. Basically, I go to ask the younger generation who is younger than me, about 10 years old. They say basically the trial of the marriage is acceptable for them. Meaning to say that they will stay together with the partner even though without a proper marriage procedure. Okay, they will stay together. They say the procedure for divorce is more expensive than the procedure to registration of the marriage. So they should have a trial for the marriage first. Well, in Buddhism, I think it's also considered sexual misconduct. If you don't go through the proper procedure of a marriage, then have a sexual relationship, it's considered sexual misconduct already. So I mean, all this you have to you have to correct it through the proper education. So you better send your children to the Sunday school so that they have the proper mindset. Okay. Am I right? I think you would disagree to all this type of a trial marriage. Am I right? Yes, Eugene also said yes. Using also right. You disagree, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My kids they attended. Yeah, my children attended Dharma school. Yeah.
So have to send them to Dharma school. So please send your children to Dharma school because now internet is so common. I think the value they try to inculcate to the public might not be right most of the time. And maybe as a parents you have to check what they go through, but quite tough. I don't know how to do. Nowadays, once people exposed to internet, meaning to say that you let the children to expose to the multiple value, include the right or wrong value. Okay. Well, anybody can suggest that how to prevent the kids from being educated with the wrong value. Will your kids tell you whatever they learn from internet? Will they tell you?
I think to know what they think and how you have to make friends with them. Is the parenting I think has changed. Last time is the father say what I say you do. So now it's different already. Now you have to get to their brain, how they think, and sometimes you have to do things together with them. Then you know who's their friend, what they do, and what activity they do. Of course, then you get to know them. I think understand the children, and then if you want to bring the value to them, then you slowly first you have to be their friends. They trust you. Then they tend to more believe in what you say.
Yeah. I read some article regarding the parenting that said that whatever happened to you kids, I should be the first one to be informed. So I think that's a successful parenting. If your daughter pregnant, you should be the first one to inform you. You are supposed to be the first one for being informed. They say it is a successful parenting. That help them how to encounter the issue. But of course, I think saying is easy. The difficult part is the gap using you see the youngster that prefer the Korean star and not the Korean star. There's a mixture between man and woman. We can't differentiate whether it's a man or woman. Quite hard for us to admire them. You see, so you have to really put down yourself and forget your dignity and forget everything in order to mix with them. Am I right? Not that easy. For me, you say how can I enjoy the Korean star? They look like man or woman. I don't know how to adapt myself. So I prefer target you all middle-aged one, so I have a Dharma talk to you. Instead of to the 10 or 20 years old, I think quite hard for me to go to the world. Not that easy, really. You think, am I right? Not that easy, right? You see, why look like man and woman both mixed together, but for them, you see,
they tends to enjoy looking at those transgender people or those kind of things.
They like
So
it.
they think, oh, they are so great and all those kind of things. So sometimes it's just a passing moment for them, when they, for my kids, when I see when they are very young, they admire those people, and then after that, you just let it be, and then make them understand what it is, and then when they grow a bit older, then they slowly to realize the reality of life and all this kind of thing. So
But frankly speaking, once you listen to the Korean, I mean, all this type of music, can you really feel enjoy, or you feel there's a gap, or you used to any Tamui and Leslie Chong, or the big gap to the Korean?
Now, sometimes you just have to pretend you enjoy the music
Pretending,
and talk to them.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then you get some conversation going on. At least you know some of the stars, like they always they always listen to this. You study a bit about them, and then you at least have some conversation with them. Oh, they want sing that song or this kind of thing or this kind of thing. So that's how you get close to them, I think. Yeah.
Yes, I was pretending. Basically, I was once to give the Dharma talk to the youngster. Okay, have to pretending even though I don't really like it. Okay, thank you so much. So talk about the pretending. So everybody just be careful so that we can prevent our children to involve the sexual misconduct. Okay. Basically, once we talk about the issue, some people will ask the point of view of the Buddhism about the gay, homosexual, how we look at this. Okay. Well, basically, we have also some orthodox viewpoint and some open mind viewpoint. Okay, if we talk about the orthodox, basically they are condemned. They condemn. Basically, they weren't tolerant to the gays or lesbian. Okay, but for open mind, we will see from the point of view of the science. Okay, so for me, okay, nowadays the USA and the Taiwan, at least at least two of the country legislatively they recognize the gay rights. Well, they are not. They are all. Basically, the senator or the assemblyman. They are well educated. Why they recognize them is based basically is based on the MRI screening of their brain structure. Just now we mentioned that there's a the brain. Whether you are a man or woman, from the brain structure we know this quite well. Okay, there's a certain part in our brain we know that whether you are a man or the woman. Is the how should I put it Amada, how should I pronounce it Okay, a temporal lobe. Oh yes. Am I right? I pronounce amygdala. Is this correct, Eugene? Amygdala, right? It is correct. I pronounce amygdala. Eugene? Never mind anyway. Okay, so this is so I just pronounce amygdala. Okay. Well, according to the recent scientific report, okay, if why men yeah, okay, yeah, Eugene, yes, okay,
Yeah, correct. It's correct. Yeah, Dharma. Yeah, correct.
Okay. Well, according to the most advanced scientific report, why men will be attractive to the woman is because the function of the amygdala. The amygdala will show some things once a man saw a woman. Okay. If a man saw a woman, they will feel enjoy, they will feel happy. The reason is because the area around the amygdala signifies have some signal. So basically, a gay, they have a woman brain in their mind. Meaning to say that for a gay, once they see a man, they will be attracted. It's because the function of the amygdala is the function like a woman. So that's the reason why they notice that is the brain structure to cause the gay or the lesbian. So it is unchangeable. In Buddhism, we say this is a karma effect. Basically, we can't change our brain. So if let's say it's the real gay, you can't change it. So nowadays, we will show more tolerance to them. So this is the reason why, I mean, nowadays, the country, I mean, the USA or the Taiwan, we recommend the gay rights because WHO was since 1970 already recognized their legitimacy. I mean, their legal status because this is not a sickness anymore. So basically, if let's say you got the children or the daughter, they are the gay or lesbian, just open to them. Just open. I mean, there must be the real something wrong with the brain. Not something wrong. There must be the inborn brain structure cause them become the gay or the lesbian, but not due to the how to say 不是后天的using 这样子讲后天因素造成同性恋in English using 后天 on the mic please.
It's not because of nurture, it's nature.
It's not the nurture, it's the nature. Yes. Nurture mean maybe for especially imprisonment, you imprison all the men together. So some men, they are the normal, but just because they want to look for somebody to release their urge, so they look for a man, maybe look like a woman. That is, we call it nurture, not the nature. So that is not that's the nurture, is a different story. But in nature, their brain is like that. You have to accept it. Well, basically, if let's say your kids is a homosex, are you accept? Is it for you? Are you acceptable for them? Please put up your hand. You can accept your kid is a gay or the lesbian. Oh yeah. Tiong Hao, okay. Yes, you can. Hey, you can accept yeah. What is your stand or point of view?
Not to say that can or cannot accept not sure that because it doesn't don't happen also
Okay. How about lighting? Yeah. You don't. Yeah.
Same lah. Same opinion with Siu Kiong.
Okay. So you have to let things happen and then to decide Okay. Well, anyway, not all the Buddhist organization. I mean, like me, we think in this way. Not all because we exposed to all the study, science study, modern science study. So we will think differently. But basically, the open mind. I mean, no matter whatever religions they will expose themselves. They will see things differently. But Orthodox, they won't. Basically, they will blame them and curse them to the hell. All this thing, So you have to talk to the right people, not all the monk like me, you see things like that. Now we go to the last issue, is about the pedophile. Okay, so remember there's one sentence, we have to protect our children from the pedophile. So if you go to search to the dictionary, pedophile meaning to say that there's some adult, they will gain some satisfactory from the children, especially they just how to say, they manipulate the children and get the satisfaction, and basically the man is the one who involved. Okay, and the children basically also is the male. Okay, so this is some special feature for the pedophile. Okay, well, I think nowadays people, they understand pedophile quite well. Okay. Also sometimes people, they will say, what is the Buddhism perspective of the point of view? Well, I try to discuss with some monk. Some they provide me some quite good point of view. What is their past life for the pedophile or maybe the gays? Okay, well, I prefer this type of analysis. So far, you can't get it from the textbook of from the Buddhism scripture. Do you know what is the eunuch during our ancient era? Eunuch, do you know? Do you know how?
I can.
Eunuch meaning to say that there are some men who have been castrated, in order to serve the king. Why? Because the emperor got a lot of concubine, right? They've got a lot of concubine in order to prevent their attendants to have a sexual relationship with the concubine, so they have to castrate them, and they are so-called eunuchs. Well, there's a possibility that basically eunuchs, they are the normal human. They still have a sexual urge, but once they have been castrated, some they will try to release. Maybe they just play with the children in the past life. Okay, once they play the children in order to release their urge, then the karma will be imprinted in their heart. So next life, when they reborn as the human, once they see the children, they will have a tendency. It's the same. The eunuch may have a different, they will use different avenues to release their sexual urge. Maybe they will try to play with the teenager, the man, the teenager, so they will become the gays. And maybe they will try to wear the costume, the woman costume, because they need outlet. But just to know somehow they just try to wear the woman costume, and they will get the sexual satisfaction. So to this life, they will go just to steal maybe the clothes from the woman in order to satisfy the sexual urge. So that is, I think, it's a good explanation. Maybe there is some anomaly in our nowadays. We can see the anomaly, because if you ask why, basically now the psychology can't explain why this thing happened for this type of people. And also what they can do, maybe in psychology they will use some treatment. Maybe they will electrocute. The case, they will use electricity to shock them. Maybe they will try to make them to feel disgust over their inborn habits. That's something they can do. In Buddhism, maybe we can do is we encourage them to do some meditation. Basically, if let's say they do well in the meditation, all chakras will open, the energy flow through the chakras. Their habits will be how to say 他们的那些习惯会潜意识留在他的潜意识里面。Their habitual maybe embedded subconsciously. Maybe just let it embed forever. Basically, we can't change if there's something involved in the brain structure. So this is something I can provide to you all. Using 师父讲的英文你可以明白得到吗？
可以，没问题。
Can fully understand
可以。
Well, this is the perception. this is not authentic. It's quite hard to prove it. Just I discussed with some monk. We all prefer meditation. We all prefer we all prefer to study this type of all 这些奇奇怪怪的现象 this type of anomaly of the character. So this is our simple conclusion. Okay, what happened if let's say you discover the people around you, they are the pitofa? What will you do? Oh yes, Eugene, usually what will you do? They are pitofa.
Well, number one, I need to verify first that he is really a pedophile. Have to verify the information first, because I don't want to wrongly accuse. So
Eugene, basically pedophile, they will come to you. They will say, oh, I think, yeah, friend, I'm a pedophile, so what to do? Maybe something like that. So what will you do?
Oh, okay. I really don't know. Well, tell him to, like you said, meditate or to do something, try to find other ways to release the kind of urge. I guess that is because I haven't experienced it before. I really don't know how to advise this kind of people.
Maybe I think you got this type of friend, but they just hide themselves because people feel shameful, right? Or if you're the pedophile,
possible, yes.
Yeah, using what you do. If the pedophile come to you, a friend is as a pedophile that come to you, what will you do?
I will advise them to go to see psychologists.
Okay.
I think that, yeah.
Will you accompany them to see the psychology?
Don't have that kind of friend yet. Probably, if really a good friend, probably I'll go with him.
Yeah, you have to accompany them. You see, class, if pedophile meaning to say that their sexual urge will be stimulated by the children. What to do if, let's say, we recommend them to work in the old folk house? Am I right? Oh, they just stay together with the old man. So I mean, because meaning to say that the sexual urge will be laden when they just deal with the old man, something like that. I mean, we have to think about it, because this type of different kind of people, they will come to the temple, you know, or they will come to us and talk to us. So I have to really think for it. Well, anyway, I mean, since I go through a study this type of case, recently I discovered there's a group of people, they call themselves as a virtuous pedophile. So maybe you have to know about this. Pedophile. Yes, this is so-called a virtuous pedophile. What does it mean, virtuous pedophile? Meaning to say that there's a group of pedophile, they have the perception that they won't hurt any children. In order to join them, you must promise not to hurt any children. Meaning to say that this group of people, they try to control their urge. I tried to go in their website. I noticed that some they claim that they say, please don't see us as a demon. Please view us as a group which is waiting for your help. So this is, they try to release the message. Well, basically, people, they can tolerate gay, but they can't tolerate pedophile, because gay, they're all adult, right? Okay, so this is they do. I mean, they make a choice because they are adult. So this is the choice. People will respect. But pedophile, no. Basically, children, they are the ones who are the victims, and the children, they are ignorant and will be manipulated by the adult. So that's the reason why basically pedophile is intolerant. It's not tolerance. There was once a talk in the tech, TED tech, they try to speak. They speak for the pedophile, you know, but all the people, they disagree. Even though all this the Westerner, they disagree. They say we cannot fight for the pedophile, because if the pedophile, they get the rights, they worry to be victimized our children. The children is very ignorant, and we want to protect our children. Basically, once the children have been victimized, there's a possibility that they become the pedophilia. There's a possibility that. So there is an issue. It is. For the present, it goes to this extent. So please just bear in mind. You know all this information. You can help the people, because if we don't help them, they will be hide themselves and even more dangerous. Am I right? There should be proper channel and the right channel for them. Because for them, they are also victims. They can't help themselves. I remember I go through one case. He mentioned. Okay, basically all the boys play around together, right? Maybe we all play around during our childhood. Okay, maybe all the boys are urine together. We do this type of thing, you see. Okay, but once they're getting older, okay, we still enjoy. Basically, we play together, all the boys. But once there's one guy, you know, once they reach to age 20 to 30, but the mind is still recall. The enjoy moment playing with the child, you know. The age of 12, something like that. So he noticed something wrong already. Basically, once you're getting adult, in your perception, you should it should be changed to the woman, you know. The target for the how should I put it 就是你的恋爱对象应该是从小孩子快乐时刻转去转去大人异性才对，而不是停留在小孩子的。How should I put it? Using you just speak to me, I can't generate it in English.
I think if you're actually what Master is trying to say is, when you grow up, as you grow older, your I think your sexual preference, or the natural thing is for a man is to look for a woman, not still stay in the same stage as you are still thinking of, the thing you enjoy doing as a boy together among the boy. That's what Master is trying to say is, when you grow up within 20, 30, you should be if you're a man, your target for a sexual of course, is woman already. You try to find a lover as a woman as your lover, or your right, and not still in enjoying doing things with the boys when you are boys.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, you put my idea in the good words. That's what I want to express. So that is what the pedophile mentioned, from one article I read. So just be careful. We don't know whether it will happen to our children or not. If it happens to them, just be open mind. Everything, just check the brain. There must be something to do with the brain, and try to see how the religions, how the science can help them. Okay, so that is the class for today. Okay, so we're going to transfer the merit. All right. Well, basically, we go slow a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Okay, because all these things we have to bring in the new idea to talk about the precept. We can't. So that the class will be more meaningful and more informative. Okay, class. So we should expose to all new issue, or to expose everybody with the different aspect, not just the Buddhism only. Okay. So after the third precept, in the next lesson, we will go to the fourth precept. It's about no lying. Okay. So we're going to transfer the merit. Since I'm not well, I think I still have to arrange for you for recap.